Welcome to our 9th episode of Child Sexual Abuse Prevention by Zina podcast. I'm your host, Zina Poncel. Hi guys, thank you for popping on. Today I'll be talking about triggers and coping strategies in young children and teens who have been victims of child sexual abuse. I will explain what triggers and coping strategies are. Some people may call them coping skills, and I'll provide specific examples of both for the two age groups. I'm fixing to crank it up. You keep doing what you're doing, and I'll provide you with some information. So here we go. In mental health, a trigger refers to something that sets off a negative emotional response or symptom in an individual. Triggers can vary widely from person to person and can be related to past traumatic experiences, stressful situations, or even specific words, smells, sounds, or images. Triggers can evoke feelings of anxiety, fear, sadness, or anger, and may lead to behaviors such as avoidance or withdrawal. Identifying triggers is an important part of managing mental health conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, often called PTSD, anxiety disorders, and mood disorders. Once triggers are identified, individuals can work on coping strategies to manage their responses to them, which may include relaxation techniques, cognitive behavioral therapy, or seeking support from mental health professionals. Yes, young children can experience triggers as well. Triggers for children may be different from those experienced by adults and can include various situations or stimuli that evoke strong emotional reactions or distress. These triggers can stem from experiences such as witnessing or experiencing trauma, feeling overwhelmed by certain social situations, or even encountering reminders of past upsetting events. Children may not always have the language or understanding to articulate their triggers in the same way us adults do, but they may exhibit behaviors such as crying, tantrums, withdrawal, or aggression when they encounter triggers. Identifying and understanding these triggers is important for parents, caregivers, and educators so they can provide appropriate support and help children develop coping strategies to manage their emotional responses. Additionally, seeking guidance from pediatricians or mental health professionals can be beneficial in supporting children who experience triggers. Some common triggers for young children who have experienced sexual abuse may include certain physical sensations or touches that remind them of the abuse, being in environments or situations that resemble the location where the abuse occurred, seeing or hearing specific objects, words, or actions that remind them of the perpetrator or the abuse itself, feeling scared or threatened by certain people or situations that remind them of the abuse, feeling overwhelmed or anxious in situations involving physical closeness or intimacy, experiencing nightmares or flashbacks related to the abuse, reacting strongly to certain changes in routine or environment that may trigger feelings of instability or insecurity. It's important to note that triggers can be highly individualized and may not always be obvious to caregivers or adults. Recognizing and addressing triggers in young children who have experienced sexual abuse requires sensitivity, patience, and support from trained professionals such as therapists or counselors who specialize in trauma-informed care. Providing a safe and supportive environment, validating the child's feelings, and helping them develop coping strategies are essential steps in helping them heal from the trauma of sexual abuse. Triggers for teens who have experienced child sexual abuse can be similar to those experienced by younger children, but may also include additional factors related to their stage of development and increased awareness of their experiences. Some triggers for teens who have experienced child sexual abuse may include sexualized content in media or online, including images, videos, or conversations that remind them of the abuse, intimate or physical relationships that may evoke memories or feelings of vulnerability related to the abuse, peer pressure or social situations that may trigger feelings of shame, guilt, or isolation, changes in body image or physical development that remind them of the abuse or makes them feel uncomfortable in their own bodies. Certain smells, sounds, or locations that remind them of the abuse or trigger flashbacks. Stressful or overwhelming situations that exasperate feelings of anxiety, depression, or PTSD. Trusting or forming relationships with adults or authority figures, as the abuse may have involved someone in a position of trust, which most of the time that's the case. Engaging in risky behaviors or substance abuse as a way to cope with or numb the emotional pain associated with the abuse. It's important to recognize that triggers can vary greatly among individuals, and what may be triggering for one teen may not be triggering for another. Providing a supportive and understanding environment, offering access to therapy or counseling, and helping teens develop healthy coping skills are crucial steps in helping them navigate and heal from the trauma of child sexual abuse. Now, let's move our focus to coping strategies for our kids. Coping strategies for dealing with triggers involve techniques and approaches aimed at managing and reducing the emotional distress or negative reactions that occur when triggered. And this was mentioned in the very beginning of this podcast, so we're focusing on the coping strategies now. Helping young children cope with triggers from child sexual abuse requires patience, understanding, and support from caregivers and mental health professionals. Here are some coping strategies that may be helpful. Provide a safe and supportive environment. Create a safe and nurturing environment where the child feels comfortable expressing their feelings without judgment. Reassure them that they are not to blame for what happened. Encourage open communication. Encourage the child to talk about their feelings and experiences in a way that feels comfortable for them. Let them know that it's okay to express their emotions and that they can trust you to listen and provide support. Teach relaxation techniques. Teach the child simple relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness exercises, or progressive muscle relaxation to help them manage their feelings of anxiety or distress when triggered. Establish safety plans. Work with the child to develop safety plans for when they encounter triggers or feel unsafe. This could include identifying trusted adults they can talk to, safe places they can go to feel calm, or strategies for removing themselves from triggering situations. Validate their feelings. Validate the child's feelings and experiences, letting them know that it's normal to feel scared, sad, or angry about what happened. Offer empathy and reassurance that they are not alone. Encourage healthy self-care. Encourage the child to engage in activities that promote self-care and well-being, such as getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, and participating in enjoyable activities that they find relaxing and fulfilling. Seek professional help. Consider seeking support from mental health professionals who specialize in working with children who have experienced trauma. Therapy, counseling, or play therapy can provide the child with additional coping skills and emotional support tailored to their needs. Create a safety plan. Develop a safety plan with the child that includes steps they can take if they feel unsafe or triggered. This may involve identifying trusted adults they can talk to, safe places they can go, and strategies for seeking help. Limit exposure to triggers. Whenever possible, try to limit the child's exposure to triggers related to the abuse. This may involve avoiding certain people or places or situations that evoke distressing memories or emotions. Promote resilience. Help the child develop resilience by focusing on their strengths, fostering positive relationships, and encouraging them to engage in activities that promote a sense of mastery and accomplishment. It's important to tailor coping strategies to the individual needs and developmental level of the child, and to promote ongoing support and reassurance as they navigate their healing journey. Coping strategies for teens experiencing triggers from child sexual abuse should take into account their developmental stage, autonomy, and unique needs. Here are some strategies that may be helpful. Now, the ones I'm fixing to go over are specific to teens. However, some of these are comparable to the ones for our young people, okay? So here we go. All right. Encourage open communication. Create a safe and supportive environment where the teen feels comfortable expressing their feelings and experiences. Encourage open communication and let them know that they can trust you to listen without judgment. And like I said, some of these are going to sound repetitive to the younger children's coping strategies that I just read you a few minutes ago. Provide education and information. Help the teen understand the effects of trauma and how it can manifest in triggers. Provide age-appropriate information about the impact of sexual abuse and validate their experiences. Teach coping skills. Teach the teen coping skills such as deep breathing, mindfulness techniques, journaling, or grounding exercises to help them manage feelings of anxiety or distress when triggered. Offer therapy and counseling. Encourage the teen to seek therapy or counseling with a mental health professional who specializes in trauma and abuse. Therapy can provide a safe place for the teen to process their experiences, learn coping strategies, and work through difficult emotions. Develop safety plans. Work with the teen to develop safety plans for when they encounter triggers or feel unsafe. This could include identifying trusted adults they can talk to, safe places they can go, and strategies for managing distressing emotions. Encourage healthy coping mechanisms. Encourage the teen to engage in healthy coping mechanisms such as exercise, creative expression, spending time with supportive friends or family members, or participating in activities they enjoy. Promote self-care. Encourage the teen to prioritize self-care activities that promote their physical, emotional, and mental well-being. This may include getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, and practicing good hygiene. Set boundaries. Help the teen establish boundaries with others to protect themselves from further harm. Teach them how to assertively communicate their needs and advocate for themselves in relationships and situations. Validate their feelings. Validate the teen's feelings and experiences, letting them know that it's normal to feel a range of emotions in response to trauma. Offer empathy and reassurance that they are not alone. Connect with supportive communities. Encourage the teen to connect with supportive communities or peer groups where they can find validation, understanding, and solidarity with others who have also experienced similar trauma. Empower through education. Provide resources and information about sexual abuse, consent, healthy relationships, and boundaries to empower the teen and help them develop a sense of agency and self-advocacy. It's important to tailor coping strategies to the individual needs and preferences of the teen and to provide ongoing support and validation as they navigate their healing journey. Can young children and teens heal from child sexual abuse? Yes, young children and teens can heal from the trauma of child sexual abuse, but it often requires specialized support and intervention. Healing is a complex process that can involve therapy, support from a trusted adult, and a safe environment where the child feels validated and supported. It's important for survivors to know that the abuse was not their fault and that they deserve help and support. Therapy, particularly trauma-focused therapy, can be very beneficial in helping survivors of child sexual abuse process their experiences, developing coping skills, and work through the emotional impact of the abuse. Support from family members, friends, and other trusted individuals can also play a crucial role in the healing process by providing love, understanding, and validation. It's essential for adults to be aware of the signs of child sexual abuse and to take action to protect children and provide them with the support they need if abuse does occur. With the right support and resources, many survivors of child sexual abuse can go on to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. That's going to wrap us up for this week. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with me. Don't forget, you can reach out to me at csapreventionbyzina@gmail.com if you have any questions. Head on over to Facebook and join our private group. It's the same name as the podcast, Child Sexual Abuse Prevention by Zina. All podcast episodes are posted there, as well as other valuable information regarding child sexual abuse and prevention. Jump on here next Thursday and hang out with me again. I enjoy your company. Have a great rest of the week and weekend. Thanks for looking out for our kids of all ages.
They all give me say, I appreciate it.